And so today we are finally getting around to showcasing a max transcended parasol version of Bruno. We really showcased him at 1 out of 5, an amazing character, right? One of the best characters in the game, and despite being in a quite crowded attribute, that being the heart attribute, he's able to stand at the top in his own unique way, especially given the fact that he does have the hollow and a Sparta kill ability. This isn't my account, so shout out to Dragon for letting me there to showcase this max transcended beast of a Bruno. You know, I was already impressed with him at 1 out of 5, so I can already imagine now what a 5 out of 5 Bruno is going to look like. But you can see we do have him max transcended level 10 across the board with the 500 additional SP. Overall, most importantly, taking his SP stat to 1,868. Now, I think the biggest difference you're going to see with a max transcendence Bruno is that he's going to perform a lot better when he isn't at his max damage potential. Because obviously he is a gauge character. When the gauge is full, you're basically one-shot everything. That's not changing. But it's when the gauge isn't active, that's when you're going to notice the biggest difference between a 1 out of 5 Bruno and a max transcended Bruno. But for those running the build, we are rocking a Kamari, a fortification pill, and also a hunting cap, with a recharge and full stam link, a recharge and sad link, and also a sad and recharge link. Some of the best links for the heart attribute, overall is going to make this character better. And then for bonus abilities, we gave him full stamina damage and also weakened defense, because quite frankly, there's nothing else you could really give him. He already has the speed, he has the mobility, and he has the damage, so let's take him some content and see how he performs at max transcendence. Alright then, so we're going to take this character into co-op IT, and no need to waste our time in single player IT because this character is going to be going for it. Already going to go into the second stage relatively fast. Remember, that's the great thing about this character. He does get the gauge off super fast, right? Essentially takes, what, 20 strong attacks to get that ready? And at that point, we're already into the second room with half of the gauge full, and that allows him just to recharge the strong attacks significantly faster. At this point, it looks like we're going to activate the gauge once in every room, potentially. We're about to find out, right? Can we get to the next stage, the boss stage right now? Potentially can, you know, hold on. If we use our SA1 there, look at that, we're already into the boss stage. Unfortunately, the gauge did wear off, but that's fine because our damage is still going to be really good here. Essentially taking, what, close to 2 free strong attacks just to kill the bosses there with no gauge active. That's really good. And what is worth mentioning that I never thought about in our initial showcase is that since this... Oh, wait, hold on. We're about to activate the gauge again. Already? What? This is like the 4th time in one quest. 1 strong attack to take out the Bambi, yeah, a 2 to do the Candice, and the Candice there got hit for like 100k. We're going through this so fast that I can't even like explain what I'm trying to say here. But the bosses are already down, and then we just finish up with the SA2, dealing 79,000 on those mobs. Absolutely crazy. But as I was saying, the great thing about this character with the SP boost that I never really thought about when I first tried him is that it's not tied behind the fact that he has to inflict a stat element. So if you ever want to take this character into IT, for example, where they might be immune to weakening, he can still get the SP boost, and that's going to allow him to clear faster than those that, you know, basically can't be used at all when you can't inflict the stat elements. That's definitely one thing to keep in mind with this particular Bruno. But for our very first run, we got a 1 minute and 30 clear time. That's very good. It's in line with the other characters that we have been showcasing. A max transcended Bogo with killer effects got around a 1 minute and 15 second clear time. I've recently been playing with max transcended Toaster. He got like a 1 minute and 9 seconds. And then Macy also got around 1 minute and 15 seconds. So this definitely is in line, but we can get faster. Let's try out once more. Alrighty, then attempt number 2. This time, let's just make sure we spam our strong attacks, right? That's one thing you need to kind of get out of the habit of. You can see here, for example, last time I just kind of wasted time just by using strong attacks, by not using strong attacks more so when I didn't need to. In this case, though, it's just best to make sure you just spam the strong attacks when you can. Let's use our SA2 there. Let's not waste time using our nudging unless in a situation like that where we can almost guarantee the kill them with the weakening. In this case, we're going to use our SA1 on this slide. There we go. SA2 into the 1. Clearing up very quick. And this means we're going to go into the next stage, potentially have our gauge back by the time the bosses do spawn in. All right, so let's use our nurturing here. Use it once. There we go. Do I want to use my Sobom? Let's use my Sobom now. Let's just try a different strategy here. We did take a bit of damage. We're back to full stamina because we do have the gauge effect, right? That does heal us. Watch this. SA3. Look at that. Oh my god. Absolutely beautiful. That just felt really smooth to do. Unfortunately, though, we now have like no strong attacks ready for the next stage. So there's going to be our slow part. It shouldn't be too bad, to be fair. We're still taking like 2 to 3 strong attacks to take down the NPCs or the bosses. Let's just fill up our gauge using our Naz string. SA1 there. Into the 2. Maybe using the Sobom first in that particular stage wasn't the greatest thing to do. I wanted to try a different strategy. It still worked, right? It was still pretty fast. And keep in mind about it, this is without killer, right? Very impressive without killer. If we had killer effect, it'd be a different story. It'd be significantly faster. Fun enough that we were faster in that particular run. 1 minute and 26 second clear time. That's still great, but let's try and do the more conventional run, not using the Soul on that particular stage, and see if we can get a lot faster there. Alrighty then, attempt number 3. Let's see if this one is a tad bit faster. We'll see how it does go. So let's go here, use our SA3. Usually it's just that one mob that that just stays alive. That's kind of the annoying one, but it should be fine. Let's go use our SA3 here. Lovely. SA2 on these lot. Push these lads back with our Nad string. Gauge is gone off. There we go. Again, great thing about this character, we do have long strikes, so we can quickly get to the next wave if we really need to. That's the great thing about him, right? He's all about clearing fast. You kind of need to because you have the gauge effect. So in this case, as we wait for our strong attacks to build up, we're going to just recover the gauge. And then we get to use our SA3 there, take down those enemies. That's great. Go into this stage here. SA2 on those lot, and then SA3. Look at that. That SA3 on that stage is absolutely beautiful. Wow. And we've done that twice now, so from the looks of it, that does appear to be somewhat consistent. Let's use our Soul Bomb into the SA1 while the gauge was still active. Unfortunately, those lads were staying alive. That's understandable. We don't have like a super high damage output on our Soul Bomb. Despite being 5-5, we are still at a downside here of not having killer effect. But that was a way better and way faster run. Very impressed. And look at that, 1 minute and 13 seconds. So very in line with other great characters. Like I said, Macy, right? Even a max transcended Toshiro was getting around a 1 minute and 15 second clear time. Balga with Killer is getting a 1 minute and 15 second clear time. So you can only imagine what clear time this character is looking at when he does have Killer. And the great thing about him is that he does have Killer against two types of enemies, right? Hollows, he's going to be great for. There's no better character than him. There's like no competition in the heart attribute. And if there's ever a time we're going against Aranka enemies and therefore Espada bosses, while literally he will not Killer against the Arankas, his damage output is so high that it really doesn't matter. And the part that usually slows you down against the bosses, that's where he's going to do a lot of damage and clear significantly faster. So you're looking at a potential sub 1 minute clear time with a max transcended Bruno in two types of inheritance shards, which is really impressive. Otherwise, when he doesn't have Killer, we're looking at a 1 minute and 13 second clear time, and that's really, really good. He's a safe to use character too. You can afford to make mistakes with the immunity and the heal that he does have. It's nice to play with a Burn Witch character that has these type of things because this is the first of its kind, right? No other Burn Witch character has a heal. No other Burn Witch character has an immunity. Bruno has it, and it feels great playing with it. Next up though, let's take him into epic raids, and for those running about the builds, we have the 3 best pets giving us Berserker plus 60%, and all 3 of them have an additional 20% full stamina. So from the pets alone, we're getting 60% more damage at full stamina, and also 60% more Berserker, which is great for this character considering that he does have Frenzy plus 2. For the accessories, it's the exact same, and then for the links, we're rocking 3 full stam links. Alright, so here we go. So if you like to remember, a 1 out of 5 Bruno was able to do 20 million damage in just under 30 seconds. So we're going to see how big of a difference it is now. There we go. Let's use our Soul Bomb now. Applied the weakened defense. Look at that. Then we can use our SA1, and then we use the 3. Look at that. 15-second clear time. He went through all 3 waves super fast, or phases, right? Remember, we are held back by the fact that each phase kind of stops our damage, but that was quick. You know, with Macy, for example, we got a very similar clear time, but Macy was very RNG dependent if we actually can inflict a status on him, and we have a strong attack ready. Bruno was able just to get the gauge off straight away, and at that point, we have 10 seconds to easily get through 20 million HP. 1 out of 5, 30-second clear time. 5 out of 5, you cut that in half, 14-second clear time. Let's try that again, though. The biggest thing that we're going to see here is that just how consistent it is, right? So SA1, and then we use our SA2, and then we use our SA3, right? At that point, all we got to do now is just wait for the SA1 to come back. It goes into the second stage. We then use our Soul Bomb, then SA2. Very consistent, right? Then we use our SA1, and then we use our SA3. Look at that. Another 15-second clear time. Super consistent, right? That's what you're going to basically see every time we go into epic raids with this character. 15-second clear time. There's no possible way you can mess that up. Can we clear it faster, though? Potentially. Maybe it comes down to our strong attacks that we use. Let's try that once more. I'm not going to lie, though. I really love this type of character where he was designed with activating the gauge right from the get-go, right? It just feels really smooth to do so. Let's do this. SA3. Again, SA1, then we solve them. Yeah, it doesn't look like we can try anything else, really. That SA2 damage is absolutely ridiculous, man. And then SA3, we're doing 350,000 damage on each hit. That is absolutely mental. And remember, that's with Frenzy plus 2, so we're looking at 4.2 million damage just on an SA3 alone. I would love to try him out against a 50 million boss, but that's currently not available right now. But what's more, very impressed, especially when compared to Macy. Macy was able to clear very fast, but like I mentioned, it came down to if she can actually inflict the status on it. That's where Macy's like really big damage comes from. With Bruno, you just got to use a strong attack. There's no possible way you can mess up a 15-second run with this type of Bruno. It's absolutely mad. But with that said, lads, that was the video for today, trying out a max transcended Bruno, an absolute beast of a character. And with that, we've done a lot of showcases on all 3 of these Burn Witch characters. All we have left to do now is try Bruno in Guild Quest and also try Balgo in Guild Quest. If you haven't already seen it, we showcased Macy, we showcased a 5 out of 5, we showcased it in Guild Quest, we showcased it in Brave Hours. With Bargo, we showcased him already, 1 out of 5 and 5 out of 5. And then Bruno, we've already done a 1 out of 5 showcase, and we also did an arena showcase. These characters are some of the best in the entire game. If you got them, congratulations. And if you got dupes to them, also once more, congratulations. They are worth going for dupes. They are worth spending your resources on. I've done the same. And I'm hoping to get this Bruno 5-5 at least in the next 2 or so months once I do get my next rainbow move source. Once more, shout out to Dragon for lending me their account. Let me know what you'd like to know about these characters in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.